Can you guys all hear me? Yeah. It's bright. It is bright, okay. I'd like to share a journey with you all. A journey that is not only shaping my own perspective, but is changing the way I view the world. It's a journey about valuing special needs students and students with an intellectual disability. Importantly, overcoming the stigmatization of these unfair ideals our environment has created for us. But first, I want to introduce to you guys something that is changing the way I perceive abilities. And this is the superpower of an intellectual disability. Now for a second, let's think about how our brains work. Our brain is like a diverse color of the rainbow, each different color making us who we are, making us special. Now let's think of an intellectual disability as a way for it to enrich a color to make someone who they are. With abilities, they have their strengths, potential, and uniqueness. At its core, an intellectual disability grants an individual with a remarkable talent. The talent to see the world with unfiltered pure and joy. I like to call it almost a super sense in appreciating the beauty in mundane and appreciating the littlest moments in life. While many of us might be rushing through life, our superheroes with an intellectual disability remind us to slow down and really savor the world's beauties. By understanding students with intellectual disabilities, I learned that not only can we breed empathy and understanding, but it creates acceptance. I would like to kind of dive away from this conversation and introduce to you guys my superhero. My sister Janae, at the age of 3, was diagnosed with a developmental delay. For context, a developmental delay is kind of when a child struggles with communication, fine motor skills, and different types of childhood development. In my case, my sister Janae has to be one of the most, if not independent people I know. She's creative, always trying different things. Although she doesn't seem like she can do a lot of things, she always puts her mind towards it. When it comes to caregiving for my sister, I learned that she's honestly has a mind of her own, just like any of us. Importantly, she creates a way for me to envision a different way to draw, a different way to do a puzzle. I remember there was a time when me and her were home alone. She, being someone who struggles with her handwriting, often struggles with keeping in the lines and staying on the paper. So me being a bratty younger brother, I decided to take it upon myself to nag her. I said, Janae, why don't you write between the lines, use less paper? Janae, being Janae, gave me a side eye, and she kept doing her own thing. I realized this is how our own journey began. Being able to understand my sister's uniqueness was a step towards me learning more about myself as well. I learned that not only do you have to see everyone as equal, but valuing the uniqueness no matter how people are. When you care for someone with special needs, I learned it's important to see them as valuable. Especially in the special education system, students are often only seen as people but not as valuable. I noticed, especially in my sister's case, that oftentimes she doesn't receive the correct care. Especially in my own family, I realized during family gatherings, my mom, dad, sister, and I would often feel secluded. I realized that my distant relatives were actually ignoring my sister. And surprisingly enough, I learned that when people don't really know how to support you, or they see you slightly differently, they disassociate from you. And you might be asking, why? With a student's hardships, oftentimes they're outward, whereas many of our hardships are inward. As a result, we often don't see people the same way as how we do. And as a result, it creates a sad and discluding society. When I was younger, I remember there were moments when I was with my friends. My friends, being not the brightest, would always say, "Dude, why is this person walking like this?" Or, "Bro, why is this person wearing a helmet?" Or even better, "Why is this person so autistic?" when referring to an absent-minded moment. When thinking about this, I would always be so frustrated because my friends at the time were so absent to the fact of their hardships. I would always think of my sister Janae being someone they might be referring to her as. You see, in order to be a good younger brother, I have to stand up for her, and I have to really value her uniqueness within. So I decided to turn these situations into teachable moments, starting with my friends, showing them it's not okay to make these comments and being more mindful of what they want to say. Ultimately, this brought me back to the golden rule, which I'm sure we all learned in elementary school, which is treat others the way you want to be treated, giving them honor, and importantly, helping them feel valued. When it comes to these challenges, I often ask myself, how do we value special needs students? When understanding a special needs student, it starts with creating awareness and spreading educational resources. Especially when it comes to these unfair ideals, we have to cater our education towards it. As in a sense, you have to really be careful of what you say and the things you delegate with each other. But also, I learned something really important. You have to really be careful of what things you say and being careful of how you resonate yourself. By empowering them to reach their full potential, we pick up the roles of mentors, guides, and supporters throughout their whole journey. Not only does this push them to reach their full potential, but pushes them to be themselves. When a special needs student embarks on a unique hero's journey, I realized that we have to be their friends, importantly, their helping hand. Especially when students run into these issues, we have to be their supporters to not only empower them, but also push for a more inclusive society. The hero's journey of a special needs student is a testament to the resilience, strengths, and hardships. It shows us the importance of being their supporters, their guides, their helpers on this journey to greatness. It not only pushes for a more inclusive society, but it pushes to help us learn more about ourselves as well. Now, let us be the ones who advocate for the policies that support inclusion and also access to this quality special education. Let us be the ones who create a world where, no matter your ability, you're perceived and celebrated for your unique superpower. Thank you.